Cut it outside. It's just me. Hey guys, it's your girl Me-Anie and sylar. I said it's just me. Protective. Your girl Me-Anie here, and I just got some good news via email. I was sitting here kind of prepping to do a different video, and here I am with this video. Yes. So, okay. Based off my last video, you guys know that I'm trying to move, trying to put things into perspective, packing, trying to change my line of career around, my field of career rather. Just changes. I'm about to be 30. I cannot be doing the same thing I was doing when I was 18. I'm not the same person. Therefore, why am I doing the same thing? Anyhow, getting off track. Before I moved here, if you guys watched me way back when, like at least 2 years ago, and you watch my videos because you're a really true subscriber, and I do appreciate you guys. You know what? I do have to say something though. Thank you guys. I'm actually at over 10,000 subscribers, and I realized this a couple days ago when one of my friends on Facebook was like, wow, like, I'm so privileged that you accepted my friendship. And I'm like, girl, I'm regular folk. She was like, no, but you have over 10,000 subscribers. I'm like, oh, wow, but I'm still regular folk. So I really do appreciate you guys for subscribing and following me for the past almost 6 years of my lock journey and life journey, because I share things with you as they happen. So what I'm happy about right now is 2 years ago, when I moved here from Philly to Tampa, if you guys remember, I was going through the worst situation that I've ever been through, and it had to do with the apartment I was in and the landlord. And you hear my accent coming out, right? Because I'm about to get really anxious. Like, ugh. Every time I talk about this topic, it just drives me crazy, so I can try not to go into it too much. I can talk in my accent. So what happened was, when I was living in Philly, my very first apartment, I was excited. The apartment looked nice. It had the things that I wanted. Now, once I was in the apartment, like going by a couple months, I noticed like little things was not right. Like I had a leak that was going on. And it basically come down to the fact that the landlord wasn't doing exactly what he was supposed to do by law. And I mean the bare minimum. The minimum amount of things that the state requires you to do when you want to bring somebody into a house and say, okay, collecting rent from them. He wasn't doing. He didn't have a renter's permit. He didn't have his licenses up to date. He didn't have like fire inspections done yearly. Just basic shit, you know? Sorry. Basic stuff he wasn't doing. So Illinois license inspections, they got involved in it, and they slapped like a ton of violations on him. And it basically said, you know, you are not allowed to collect rent until you improve these conditions. You have 6 months. So during that time, I held on to my rent and I put it in a separate account, and it came up to about $4,000 and something because 6 months of rent. Towards the end, I basically, you know, we were going through a lot of red tape with him. Like, he wasn't fixing it. He was acting like he wasn't receiving the notices, but at the same time, that was the same address that I used to send my rent to. So you can't tell me that you're getting my rent but not the violations, you know, because it's both of them going to the same address. But to make a long story short, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. He didn't fix the stuff within that 6 months, and we ended up him taking me to court. He wanted to sue me because I wasn't paying rent and evict me because I wasn't paying rent. So I basically, before this even happened, I told him, you know what, I'm moving to Tampa. I'm going to be leaving at the end of July. So we need to resolve what's going to happen with this rent issue. I don't believe that I should be living rent free, but at the same time, you should not be collecting full rent because this place is unlawful. You know, and I gave you plenty of time. I gave you the 6 months that the state gave you to fix it, and you didn't do it. So how are you going to come to me talking about you want full rent? Bye. Like, for real, bye, boy. I'm not trying to hear it. So he ended up mailing me this, a subpoena telling me I gotta come to court. So I was in Tampa already, so I had to fly back to Philly to basically go to court. So I went to court, and you guys might remember this story. Went to court, spoke for like less than a minute, and won my case. Like, I didn't have to pay this man anything. I just signed off on the paper saying, you know, he has his keys, because I was already in Tampa at that time, at least for 2 weeks. I already turned his apartment back over to him, so I signed off on that. And it was an agreement on the bottom saying, you know, he's not collecting rent. He basically waived his rights to collect rent, because once I start saying ABC to his lawyer, his representative, he was like, you know what, hold up. So he went and made a quick phone call telling him, like, look, basically this girl is on point. She know what she got. I suggest that you walk away, because if it goes any further, she can probably tap back and get what she paid you because you weren't legal at that time. So to, you know, squash all that, here we are 2 years later. I'm about to move from this apartment complex because of all the stuff that was happening with Sylar. Like, Sylar got attacked twice by a pit bull, and I'm not feeling that at all. Like, that's my baby. And I know, you know, I can't be in that situation. Like, I need to be protected. I need to be safe. So, along with other things that's going on here, it's just time to move. I applied to a new apartment complex, and a couple of days later, they hit me up like, you know, I'm sorry to tell you, like, you're not approved for the apartment because you were evicted. And I'm thinking, like, what? I'm evicted? I've never been evicted before. So she started telling me the address, 887 Belmont Avenue. That's back in Philly. And I'm like, So then she says, you know, it's saying that you're evicted. So she told me, like, the number I can call to get my consumer report and blah, blah, blah. So I called them. I requested a copy. I had to go through all this paperwork, mailing them stuff, emailing them and faxing them paperwork so I can get a copy of my consumer report and also dispute the information that was on there. So it took a while. It took like maybe 2 weeks before I got the consumer report. And I saw on there that it said, you know, it had court judgment / eviction, and then it had the amount was like $4,645, and then next to it there was no updated info. So looking at it, it looks like, you know, there was a judgment put out for me to pay him that money and nothing happened. So whoever did the records, whatever, they never went back and updated it saying, okay, there is an agreement where he's not allowed to get this money. Like, he basically waived his rights to this money because of the circumstances. They never updated that. So it looked as though I was evicted and I still owed this $4,600. So I just got the email today finally telling me that they updated the information, saying that the plaintiff was owed nothing in the case. And I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited because it was bogging me down for the past 2 weeks, and the time for me to move is coming so close, is so near. And I've been doing things, you know, trying to get myself in the thoughts and the, you know, thoughts become things type of situation. I've been packing. I even like wrote the address of my new place on a couple of packages that I sent out to my customers from the website, just kind of putting it out there like, hey, this is my new place. Not advertising it to them, but just like confirmation for myself. So I've been doing little things like that to kind of get me in a good mood. And I just got the email at 6 o'clock, 6:07, and I'm so freaking excited. I'm excited that it's cleared. So now I'm just waiting. So I'll probably call the apartment complex tomorrow and see what the procedure is from here, because they haven't called me back, and I done called this lady like twice. She ain't returned my calls or anything. I'm gonna go take a chill pill because right now my chest is like boom, 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 boom. Come here, Sylar, say hi. So this is the baby. We're gonna have a new home. You know, people told me that they actually subscribe to my channel because of you. A little much like you. Eh? Hello? Okay. We're gonna go take a walk. His little sister's getting big again. Bye, guys.